So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our virtual webinar on Lystface. So we are thrilled to have you as on today, and I'm Gayathri, the Senior Product Analyst, and I will be the host and speaker for this session. So let's get started with the title of our webinar, Facial Attendance, Simplifying Attendance for Site Workers. So what does this mean? So this refers to using a face recognition technology to streamline the process for your workers to mark their attendance. So what does site workers mean in this case? So the site workers, it refers to the employees who work on a particular job site or the construction site. It does not stick to one specific industry. It depends on various industries based on the scale and the level of operation that particular industry is dealing with. So examples of certain industries which have large scale operations or multiple work sites in are constructions, healthcare industries, entertainment industries, retail industries, uh, utilities, manufacturing. So if you see these industries, they have multiple work sites and a lot of labors involved. So this technology is to target these audience, which will help them to mark their attendance and streamline their process. So, so in today's session, we will be, covering four major points. What is Lystface? Who can use Lystface? And why do you have to choose Lystface? And an overview of our Lystface API. So let's begin with the challenges an industry faces while they mark their attendance or when they manage their site workers' attendance. Firstly, the process is very time consuming. So which means manually when you have to track the attendance of an employee, a lot of resource and effort is required. Instead, these people can use this kind of effort into their operations, which becomes more efficient. So time consuming is one big problem. Second is fake entries. So there is a term called buddy punching where one worker signs the attendance of another worker. So there is a chance of fake entries. Another major challenge is the lack of real-time data. So when it is a manual data entry, you mark the attendance today, you receive that particular data later on. So it is hard for you to know what is happening on a real-time basis. It affects a payroll, which is our next point. So when there are manual entries, there are chances that there could be, wrong data being entered. Second is real-time data is not there. So these two will affect the payroll error also. So the last is the whole process is, very slow and it's outdated when you go with the manual entry or other types of attendance entries. It is very slow and it lowers the production of the business and it affects the long run of a particular business. So these are the very common challenges that is faced uh, by the site workers who manage their attendance. Yeah. Now let's come to Lystface. So we saw a couple of challenges that is faced. So to address these challenges is what is when Lystface comes into place. So we've developed this Lystface application, which is a mobile application which uses your face recognition to mark your attendance. So you can say it is a modern solution using the modern technology and in a secured way to mark your attendance, manage your business operations in a more efficient manner. So with one device with or one application, you're able to mark your facial attendance, which has more advantages to your business in the long run. Now, who can use Lystface? So we don't stick specifically to site workers. It can be site workers, contract workers, daily wage workers, employees who go to an organization and they need to mark their attendance there, educational institutes where they go inside a particular campus and mark their attendance. So anyone can mark their attendance. The need over here to mark their attendance is one Android device. So through that device, you will be able to mark your attendance. You can also use this, to mark your attendance for door access control. Like you get it scanned and then you access the door. So a very safe and authorized way to mark your attendance or get access to a particular thing is where Lystface comes into picture. And these industries or these type of people who are looking for solutions can use Lystface. But why Lystface is the third question. So there are some compelling reasons to why you need to choose Lystface. So first, touchless interaction. So you can say COVID was a best example. So through COVID, there was a need where there came a need where you should not have any physical contact. Masks were mandatory and all that. So other types of marking attendance, manual entries, or fingerprint authentication, which all requires contact with a certain devices to mark your particular attendance. But through this face recognition, there is no physical contact needed, and it's more safe and more hygienic. So that's when Lystface comes into picture. Second is enhanced security. So only that particular person can mark the attendance. So a friend of yours cannot come and mark your attendance for you. So this gives an advantage over the other types of attendance systems. Second is one device, multiple attendances. So you have one device, through that you will be able to mark attendance of others. Let's say you have one Android device where this Lystface application is built in. So through that device, you will be able to mark attendance of all your users. Or let's say you have a particular device in which you have integrated this Lystface API. So through this, you will be able to mark attendance. So the installation or the complexity of all this is reduced over here. So one device and multiple attendance is the second one. The next advantage, that is convenience. So your employees don't have to carry any particular punch card or their ID card to mark their attendance. All that they have to do is just walk in, show their face, get their attendance marked, and leave. So it's more convenient for the employees as well. Next is geo-fenced attendance. So you're restricting that particular person to come into a particular place and mark attendance. Example of educational institutes. So they have to come into that institute to mark their attendance. So staying at home, they cannot mark their attendance. This goes for other industries, let's say banking, site workers. So we make sure that they are inside that particular area to mark their attendance. Next is the scalability. So when in case of organizations which have a large large organizations, they have multiple work sites. The investment to this kind of a solution is very low compared to the other solutions. The next advantage that we have is they can integrate it with their software, their payroll software. So real-time data is obtained over here. And when they integrate it with their payroll software, all the manual work is cut down and you have your data integrated with the payroll. So it's easier to process your payroll and the errors are minimized in this case. Next is you get proper data. That is based on the inputs that you're providing. You get the data and you can analyze the patterns which will be useful for your business operations. So next year, we have an example of how Lystface is used in a construction site. So in a construction site, we have a site in charge who has a Lystface mobile and the others are all workers. So what this worker does is, this manager does, he takes the Android device, installs the Lystface, adds all his users. He goes to the site, scans their face, their attendance is marked. So he doesn't have to wait for someone to come and tell I'm present and all that. So just take a phone, scan it, your device is marked. So here we cut down all the challenges that we saw, manual errors, someone marking an attendance for another person. All this is cut down and the real-time updates are given for payroll also. So next is we have a demo video which shows how our Lystface application works. So this video contains from downloading or installing the application from Play Store, how you add your users, add the face of every user, and how you mark your attendance. So since this application is now available only in the Android device, we are showing in this video, we are showing how to mark an attendance through this Android device. So here the Lystface application is downloaded from the Play Store. On opening, we perform the sign-in. So before the sign-up is already completed, so here we are showing how you sign in. So with the registered mobile number, you will be able to sign in. So once you click on sign in, there will be an OTP which is sent to your registered mobile number to authenticate that it is you who is using this particular application. So once the OTP is verified, we have another additional step saying device pin. So device pin is something which your admin will provide it to you. And this is an additional step for authentication. So let me just go back for a few seconds. So this is how our Lystface application looks after you perform your login. So the name that you see on the left side is the name of the user. This side is the user's profile and the profile related settings. You have a button in the center, right? A blue color one. So when you click on this, you will be able to mark your attendance. So this is the home page. When you click on users, you will be able to see all your users. Let's say for this user, Adam, there are 5 employees reporting to him. And the users list will be shown under this. So initially, when you click on users, you will have to, set a admin pin. Let's say a construction site is there. There is one manager, and that manager has to mark attendance for 10 people. And the device is always on the construction site. Now, if the user gets access to this application, they can just take their mobile and mark their attendance, which is not correct. So we are giving an additional security saying a pin. So only this admin or that manager, the manager at that particular construction site will know this pin. So once this pin is entered, then they will be able to see the list of users. So this is how you set a pin. It is a 4-digit pin. Once the pin is set and it is verified, you can use the pin to log in. Now you will be able to see the list of users. So you is the person who has logged in, and these are the 2 other users who are reporting to this particular user. So you see an icon on the right side, right? When you click on that, you will be able to first add the face of this particular user. Why you need to add is the system needs to know, okay, so Adam is this person. So you're matching that name and that person before you mark their attendance. Once this face is added for every user, and when you go scan the face, the attendance will be marked automatically. Okay. So over here, we are adding the face for a user. So the face is being scanned and the face is found. So once this is done, the face added will be shown over here. You can see face added. So which means this particular user's face has been added. And now when you mark the attendance, it is going to show that the attendance for this particular user is marked. So that is the next step we will be seeing. So now we are going to mark the attendance for the person for who we added the face. So on clicking on this icon, you will have to scan your face again. The scanning is done. Face is found. So you can see logged in. So this particular user, Eve, has logged in at so and so time. So in the similar manner, you will have to log out also. So you click on that same button, you scan the face, and it says logged out at which time and which user. So if you use another user, scan another user's face, it will show that user's name and says what time they've logged in and what time they've logged out. So this is how our application works. So in simpler terms, to summarize like how this is done, you log into your Lystface application. Your users are already there. So you just add their faces and then you start scanning to mark their attendance, whether it's login or log out. So finally, let's talk about Lystface API. So before we go into API, just to give an overview of what is an API, I have a small example. So we all use our mobile phone and we connect to the internet, right? So when you connect to the internet, this you search for something, that data is sent to a particular server. Then from that server, we get the received data, and however we want to see, it is shown. So there is a process happening from when you click on a particular application, when you type something, and until the data is received. So all this process happens within APIs, happens through APIs, not within APIs, sorry. It happens through the APIs. So this is how an API functions. So what is Lystface API? So we have a Lystface API, which through which you can integrate all the Lystface features, which is like attendance, face verification, identification into your own software. So what benefits do you have of using Lystface API is security. So the Lystface API is very secure. You can integrate it into any custom application that you want based on your needs. Enhanced functionality and scalability. So in case of large workspaces, you will be able to use this Lystface API. So this is an overview of the Lystface API. So maybe I could give you an example. Let's say a company uses HR software to manage all their employee records and their payroll. So when they integrate it with the Lystface API, the attendance marking is very easy. They can integrate it with their payroll. So all that they have to do is just in one click, they're going to get their payroll and all the data that they want. So this is how Lystface API works. So we are now open for all your questions. So you can post your questions if you have any regarding the Lystface app or the Lystface API.
Can we integrate this with the SAP system? Because our payroll is done on the SAP, so
Okay.
we have to send the punch data to SAP system. So can it be possible?
Yeah, we will have to check like what type of software is being used, and based on that, you can integrate it. Not the application. We have the Lystface API, right? Through that, you can have a look into it.
Okay.
Gayatri, can I take the question?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. So you wanted to use in which way? As an application or as an API?
As an API?
Oh, okay, yeah. See, listen, as an API, it is pretty straightforward. All it takes is just 1 minute sign up process. Once you signed up, you will get an API key, right? Then you can integrate. We have a extensive API documentation. And if you go there, Gayatri, can you open lystface.com?
Sure.
You go there, the documentation is extensive, and then just get the API key. You can start integrating within your application. It can be anything. Scroll down, all the way down. In the footer, it says API references. Yeah. So, Mr. Manoj, here you can see for all the APIs that we have, the how to use it, everything, right? As your developers would know. Once you sign up, once you get the API key, these are all the APIs available. Then they will know how to use it. Pretty much, you can integrate it. This is pretty much a plugin and play. You can start use it with a good developer. You can start use it within hours. Any sort of really doesn't matter. You can start use it.
Okay. My second question, at site level, the workers may not have the Android device. So can we use some other devices with this application?
So your question is now at app level, correct?
Tab, or we have the ESSL device we are currently using on the site.
Yeah, see, when it comes to app, right now we have only Android application.
Okay.
Right. So the whole idea is it doesn't have to be everybody should be carrying a phone. The site managers, even some of our customers, just one customer is having, managing 100 site workers. So that the whole idea, we built it in a such a way that you don't expect each and every workers, be it a construction workers or daily wages workers, right? Expect them to have a smartphone or something. Probably a lot of people will not be having a phone, or they might be having feature phones, even though things have changed recently that everybody is carrying a phone. The way we have built it is the site managers can manage hundreds of workers, mark their attendance. That's how we built as an Lystface as an application, as an app. That's why we built it in only in Android app. So the whole idea is You just have on one Android phone, you can just convert that Android phone into a facial recognition attendance software in a literally in a minute. Two to 3 minutes process. You can convert that device into an attendance marking system.
Okay.
And for that, you have something else. You have your own devices. You have your own application. That's why we have opened up our Lystface API to the world, that you can benefit from that API. You
And
can.
how is the licensing part? Like we have around 80 sites across India.
Yeah.
So how the licensing part is there?
Licensing part is pretty straightforward, Mr. Manohar. It is pretty fair and transparent way our licensing works. It's per user base, right? Any number of user you had, and we charge on a monthly basis.
Okay, so one user can, suppose if he travels to some other sites, so from there also he can do
Yes,
his punch.
we cover
Okay, so
one user is a user. That's all matters for us at
okay,
level. We charge at month level. And user is a user. That's it. We count that. We don't care about multiple sites. We don't have complicated, these many sites you are allocated. If you have more sites, you have to pay more. No, nothing of that sort. Pretty straightforward.
okay.
So how many employees or how many workers in general that you would have to?
Employees are around 2,500
Yeah.
and workers are around 7,000.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and the system is pretty robust in a way that you can scale up and down, because in this business, the nature of the business is today you might be having 7,000, tomorrow might be 6,500, right? 5,000 people dropped for whatever the reason. 1 month later, might go up to 8,000. So our system is built in a such a way that to capture all this, and you can go up and down without any difficulty. It is pretty seamless. The admin who's basically managing this entire application can add and remove the number of licenses and manage pretty easily.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and you are looking to implement all this Lystface as an app for all of the 7,000 or 7,000 plus 2,500. Mr. Manohar?
Sorry, come again.
I was asking, so you're looking, basically my question is twofold. My first question was, are you looking to implement this for 7,000 plus 2,500 workers in total?
Yeah, for all employees, we will be like implementing it.
Sure. It's construction site, right? Construction business.
Yeah, construction infrastructure we are into.
Oh, fantastic. So my second question, if that's the case, right, which one would you prefer? Because that is why we give this kind of an option to our customers. If you don't have time to develop your own application, we have our Lystface app, and you have your own app, then it can be powered by our API, because the algorithm detects faces, identifies all those things, right? We opened up that to the world also, the underlying algorithm that we use. So whichever way you want to use it, you can use it. You have that flexibility and the freedom.
Okay.
So I think those kind of a conversations probably we can have it a bit later. As in detail, we can take this forward. I have any other questions before we move on to others questions, Mr. Manohar?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay,
So,
fantastic.
Mr. Bharat,
Yeah,
good
hi,
afternoon.
Mr. Lavan.
Yeah, I'm from Testing Experts Private Limited from Chandigarh.
Yeah.
So my question is, where will you store the data? Will you be having access to our data, or where will this app be deployed on our servers, or you will have access to our data should we choose this?
Sure, absolutely. We are 100% cloud agnostic. We are in cloud application, and all the data is stored in our data servers, right? In cloud, which we use is AWS Mumbai region. It is
Okay.
where all the data is stored and it is secured, with all industry standard we are talking about Amazon AWS, right? Which means that whatever the nuts and bolts that comes with the industry standard security practices for data security, we do have it in place.
Why I ask this, because we are GDPR compliant. We are working in global geographies, so data security is of paramount importance.
Absolutely. We are a first data company, then all the applications comes in picture. When it comes to see our data centers in Mumbai region, right? So as an Indian, I'm not sure you said it's an Indian entity, right? Then
We are based out of US. Where we have our Indian delivery center in Chandigarh.
oh, okay, fantastic. So where are you based out of in US? I'm based out of US.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. Okay, I'm based out of New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We have customers, a lot of customers from US as well. But then again, your operations is in India and data is stored very closely in our region, right? In our data center here in India.
Okay.
But then to be very uh, transparently answer your question, we are compliant with all industry standards, but not necessarily as a GDPR.
Okay.
Right? Because we are serving pretty much in this area, in this segment, and we are compliant for our the customers that in this part of the world.
Okay. So when you say you charge by user per month basis, we will have to connect separately to understand the dynamics of your offer, how it is and what it is, and to understand the modalities.
Sure, absolutely. We can straight up jump into a call right after this, or when. Please tell me when you have some time today. I can ask someone to reach out to you.
Yeah. So you can call me anytime after 3 p.m. IST today.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you put a note how we can reach you?
So
Or
when I logged in, I mentioned my email. You can connect on email, or how should I ping you my?
sure. Gayathri, can you ping as a separate chat here
Yeah.
so that please get that number from Lovan, please.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So, but what is your work nature, Lovan?
We are into software testing basically.
Software testing. Okay, but how do you? So you are trying to use it for your organization.
Yes.
Okay. So
News.
what is the total number of people that you are trying to roll this out?
Around 1,200.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay. So you are planning to use it in a premise level, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fantastic. And it is highly flexible. The thing is the way we structured or built our, first of all, we did not start it out our application as, oh, let's start up this application, right? We built it in a such a way, we listen to our customers, right? What is their problem? First of all, when we first started up this application, is the request is from, one of the biggest companies in India for their construction business. They based out of Mumbai, they are having, they are number one in India. When I say it in terms of revenue, economy, whatever you want to call, they are having construction sites. And that's how we started off. That's how the request came and started building. And along the way, we listened to a lot of other customers and we built it in a such way that it has to solve their problem. So we can work it out how we can basically configure things and then make it work for you.
Okay.
Yeah. And before we move on to any other questions that I can answer for you, Mr. Lovan.
I will discuss when we connect later in the day.
Yeah, 3 p.m. we will connect.
Yeah. Because I missed the initial part, so I joined a bit late.
Sure. Absolutely.
I'm just writing my number on the separate chat so you can reach me out.
Sure.
Thank you.
Gayathri, please confirm you received the.
Yes, I received.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Great. Fantastic.
Thank you, Mr. Bharat.
Yeah. No problem. Happy to answer, Mr. Lavan.
Yeah.
Talk to you later in a bit. Hi, Marisha.
Hello, Mr. Bharat. This is Marisha. I'm from Raven Cables Limited.
Hey, sorry, your voice was not clear. I lost you a bit.
Hello, am I
There was-
audible?
Yes, now it's better.
Yeah. So I'm from Raven Cables Limited,
Yeah.
and say I have a factory at which in one shift I have more than 300 workers.
Yep.
So, and I don't want that my site manager should go around and scan all those 300 faces.
Yep.
So is there a possibility that I can take one Android smartphone, I can mount it on a wall, and the workers, as they come in, they can scan their own faces and go away?
Absolutely. That is how we designed it. So the whole idea is you take a phone. By default, Marisha, how the app works, right? Once initial setup is done, default is it's basically looking for a face to scan.
Yeah.
So once the face is scanned, it goes against the database and searches whether who's this person, who's this person basically, and says this person is, let's say, Bharat, and then it says that Bharat is logged in. The next time the same person comes and stands in front of the phone, and again the face is scanned, it identifies Bharat, and then it logs out. Because the whole idea is when you come in, if you're not logged in, you're logged in. Now you're logged in, you come and stand again, show your face, which means you're logging out.
Okay, I get that. So is there a separate pin for every user that they can put in, or the pin is gonna be the same if I mount that smartphone there?
It at this point in time, it is for the manager levels because we don't want to complicate. I'll tell you why. Because some of our customers complained about it, right? Because when the shift starts, right, everybody would be in a hurry to go in and start. At that point in time, you give them give a pin and stuff, right? People's hands would be greasy. I'm telling you real-time scenarios which has happened.
Yeah.
There would be dust. And believe me, a lot of people's fingerprints were not there, so it's difficult for them to even type. So we encountered a lot of real world scenarios, so that we removed. But if it is absolutely needed, we can always talk through that, and then probably we can work on it, customize it a bit, and then enable it. But that shouldn't stop you from using the application. That's, I would say, kind of an implementation or a bit more customization, I would say.
Okay, so as you mentioned that once the pin is put in,
Yeah.
what I have understood so far, it logs in, it detects a face, it logs them on that their attendance is recorded, and then it logs out.
That's correct.
Yeah, and the pin is same because it's for a managerial level. Now,
Yes.
if I want that pin be just remove that pin part. If I want that display, the scanner to always be on, the person should come and stand in front of the camera, they get their face scanned, get logged, and go. But that camera should be on, like the pin, entering the pin every time should not be
No,
needed.
it is not. It is not. See, the pin is for manager, right? Once manager says that, okay, today's site is shift has started,
Yeah.
the phone is ready, right? You put on a stand. Let's say you put on a stand, you fix it somewhere. Then next is the person comes in,
Yeah.
the phone or the app is ready to scan a face.
Okay.
That's it. Once the particular face is scanned, the first time, as Gayathri was showing, I'm not sure whether you joined when she was showing, the very first time, the manager should set up a face against the name because manager has somebody got to authenticate is he or she is the right person against that particular name, right? Once that is one time setup is done,
Yeah.
a particular face is set or saved against a particular name. Done. That's it. After that, any point in time the person comes, that face is going to check against the database and then say that this person is logged in today and then logged out today. That's it.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Okay, that is convenient. All right, I'll discuss this with my team, and then I'll get back to you if whatever we decide.
Yeah, Marisha, again, right? Any point that today you have some time, we can set up some time, right, to show in maybe like how actual, probably bit more actual demo,
Yeah.
to showcase like how this works. I know your questions are answered, but still you would have some sort of how it works. Maybe the visualization might be right. We can show so that you can visualize it. Oh, this is how it works. That would definitely would help you for decision making.
Okay, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I want that kind of demo. I'd rather first discuss this with my team, the whole idea.
Yeah.
They don't know about this yet, so I'll discuss with them and then I'll get back to you. Then we can set up that demo.
Sure. How many users that you're thinking to implement?
See, the number of people whose attendance I want to get marked is something around something more than 300.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's a good number. And it's going to be, the whole process is going to be sorted out in minutes, right? And then you're going to get all the reports day in, day out. You know what has happened at the day level, at week level, and month level.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Please check.
Okay.
And we can
Okay,
always
sure.
help you
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
no problem.
Bharat,
Yeah.
Bharat, I just have another question. Is there a possibility for us, let's say, like Marisha said, we were to just keep a device at the entrance. We could have it there and create a access control at a point, and then in the database we have, at the time of registration of user, we can feed all the data, facial, face, etc., fingerprint, etc., and it generates a QR for that individual, QR code for an individual, and
Okay.
and we print that, issue that QR to that user. So whenever he comes, he just shows scan, QR is scanned, and the person is in and out. So it will save a lot of trouble for the user to have an Android device and then log in, etc.
Lavan, how this is going to solve the problem? Because QR code, how QR code would be any different from a face, right? Because again, the solution which you went, I think, in the right direction, right? You put in one device.
Yeah.
The QR code is when you don't have a solution, right? But the app is already ready, where
Okay.
you register one time that particular person, that's it. Let's say the person works throughout the year,
Yeah.
through 240 days, he works in a factory, let's say, in a shift or your office premise.
Yeah.
He comes in, the very first time, the manager says that, okay, Lovan is 11, and then you register that particular face against your name.
Yeah.
That's it. And after that, at any point in time, you come and stand in front of the app.
Yeah.
The face is going to scan, and then it's going to identify, oh, this is Lovan, and attendance is marked in this particular premise. And he's marked his attendance 9 o'clock, 9:30 a.m. and logged out 6:30 p.m., whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the QR code is when you don't have a solution, right? Now we have a solution. It's going to scan the face more authentic way.
Okay.
QR code, someone else also can give a QR code for somebody else. How would you avoid that problem?
Okay. So how does that, there is, like at airports nowadays, they have a facial, they have Android kind of a device terminal, like when we travel to US also, in Abu Dhabi, they have put a facial data capturing, and it automatically unlocks the gate and you are allowed in, no need to show your boarding pass, etc. Nothing, you just stand in front of the face, it captures the information, allows you in. So what data are they mapping just by looking at your face?
Yes, so that's a fantastic question, right? So in fact, with Lystface, you can do that for your organization. This is same thing for Marisha also, right? Let's say for most of the companies, you can use it. Let's say you put your mobile Android phone outside gate. Let's say person is coming in. Let's say you're the first person going in office.
Yeah.
Your attendance is marked. Let's say you are going in 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. First person in, you marked your attendance. Lovan, 9 a.m. attendance is marked in a Chandigarh location.
Yeah.
Then you can integrate our application to your door also. So that once your attendance is marked, it's validated, it opens the door.
Yeah, okay.
Right? It is the same technology that you're using it in airports and stuff. In airports, basically, they check against your passport.
Yeah.
Passport is tied to your ticket. They check against these two entities and then say that it validates you are the person and passport's photo.
Okay.
Then, this person is a legitimate person to travel for today. Then it opens the door. This is no different. What we are talking is no different from that.
Okay. So yeah, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
So such customization could be possible, to ease the process. Because when it is a rush time, a lot of people coming in together, there is otherwise tailgating and missing attendances or
No, you might want to keep it, depends on your door. If your door is bigger, you might want to, some of our customers kept like, depends on the, see, one of our customers from Kolkata, right? We are talking like 3,000 workers, shift workers. It's a factory. They said we are having 8 exits. People come from 8 exits,
Okay.
sorry, entries, doors, right? Entries and exit. Then I'm gonna put 2 device each, which means that they decided 8 into 2 minimum. I'm talking about 16 devices. If they wanted to see how this is gonna perform, if the load is more or the time is taken more, I can buy one more phone per gate. That cost is dead cheap. Then when you consider about those kind of thousands of people's productivity, even 5 minutes of 1,000 people productivity, think about it. You
Yes.
can buy one more Android device for 5,000, 6,000. Imagine
Yeah.
the problem that you are solving.
Correct.
So you can always do those kind of stuffs.
Okay, so is your application integratable to the existing HRMS that we have?
Absolutely. You can integrate to any system. We can support it. Depends on the plan that you choose. We can support it to the existing systems. And with the existing systems, as well as, as I was saying, you wanted to integrate with your doors to open automatically. All those things we can help you out. See, eventually at the end of the day, it is API, right?
So you have support team in India? I mean,
Yes. Yeah, no, we are pretty much all over in India. We have a very big team. In fact, our team is based out in India, and our support as well as customer support is big in India as well.
okay. So where are you based in India? Which part of India you are
We
operating?
are from Chennai, but we are 100% remote company. And literally, we sit from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. When I say that literally, because the remote work enabled us to bring brilliant folks from all over India, even outside India as well, but majority from India.
Okay, okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
north,
Thank you.
south, east, west. We have folks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. Anyone else having any questions that we can answer?
There's one question in the chat box.
Oh, okay.
They want to know if we can have a separate demo for the stakeholders.
Absolutely. Just give us your contact or time. So, someone will be reaching out. Absolutely. We would love to present it.
Yeah, but so this is Cheryl from Testing Experts. Almost Lavan has covered all the questions. So I have dropped this message. So we would like to have a separate demo, and Lavan, we already have given our coordinates in case.
Oh, so you're from Levin and you are from
Yeah.
same.
Same.
Oh,
Yes.
fantastic. Okay. Yeah, then I'll have someone to maybe talk to you guys by 3 p.m. First, right after this meeting, let me see who's available. We are pretty much busy with demos. We always pre-booked. I'll find out, but I'll find out someone to be
No,
available.
if you want to reschedule, we are okay. I mean, it is a
No,
big.
we can talk through, right? We have your contact. Let's see. Let's quickly check, and then we can
Sure,
go.
sure. No worries.
Yeah, this is great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions from anyone?
Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate the time. And I'm really looking forward to our next round of conversations pretty soon. Hoping to see you onboarded as soon as possible with us. Or whichever way we are able to help you. We are totally fine to help you out.
Thanks, Bharat. Nice
Yeah,
talking to
thanks,
you.
Bharat.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So just to inform you, everyone, we've dropped a note, an email ID in the chat, so you can reach out to us through that email ID.